It is the 22nd of July, and someone asked me about the bamboo, where it went, if we had taken it down. And no, we didn't. There it is right there. And I guess what I showed of the flower, the little deck, I just showed the other side, but the bamboo and the stuff that's behind it, the wicker stuff, whatever it's called, I'm not great with words lately, it's still all there. And then the plants go around there, and that's all open, and this side is all open. So that's all good. And I want to show you what I did. I took all the spices from up there, and I did put them in this bottom drawer. And Stacy, you expressed maybe a possible hardship of bending over and getting the spices, but I don't see that where that's going to be a problem. I love having the open space here and the open space there. Right now I am charging the frother as a little charge with it. So by having the toaster and the air fryer down there, that clears up much needed counter space. So something else that we did, is we moved the table down, brought the chair that I normally sit in back to the table, and put the treadmill in this corner. So when we drop the treadmill down and we're on the treadmill and we're walking, we have this as our view, as opposed to the wall and then looking sideways. So we look out at this. And that works perfectly. There's an outlet right there, and this drops down with plenty of room for the table. So that's all good. I also, see if I can do this real quickly. I took the plant stand that was there, and we moved George's father's chair up a little bit, because this space back here, once November 1 comes around, and we're gonna get an artificial tree this year. The tree will go up on November 1st and stay up until January 1st for 2 months. And we're gonna put the tree right there. So we wanted that space. We want to get a tree ordered early from Amazon. And so the plant stand went upstairs, actually in the office. And I can really quickly show you. We're getting to that place of figuring out exactly where we want everything. Now that we've been here, 5 months or something. So there's the plant stand. That's my desk, the plant stand, and then the bookshelf. And I put a couple books up top that I'd like to read. And then the man's space, and the window, and the ceiling fan, and one of his paintings. So he's finishing a painting tonight, and there's one of his paintings, and so on and so forth. I think that's the only thing that we changed around, honestly. So hang on, I'll be right back with you. All right, I have you in my little ring light again. I want to say happy birthday to Donna, to my friend Donna. You're a little crooked. Not you, Donna. Me. My holder. Little crooked. There we go. I have my mama necklace on. Again, it is Tuesday night. The husband is at paint class. He's going every other week. Starting last week for this rotation, he's going to do every other week, and then the nights that he's home, he's in the basement painting. I have a mini coffee, just a little one. I got my lemons on my glass. And I made just a little one, no frothing, because I'm charging the frother. No microphone on, because I feel like I can talk a little bit louder when George is not here. I did a bunch of stuff, a plethora. I cleaned both bathrooms today, which today is Tuesday, which is not bathroom day, but I did the Windexing and I did the indoor plants, and then I went out and did the outdoor plants because we didn't get rain. And I cleaned the powder room, and then when I got done the powder room, I thought I might as well just go up and go over the main bathroom, which leaves me free for tomorrow. Tomorrow would normally be bathroom day, but George is going to be going out to pick up a storm door for the downstairs. So it's going to be a kind of busy day for him. I am going to, believe it or not, call the GYN in the morning and get my appointment for my pelvic exam, just to kind of get that done and out of the way so that my doctor can give me an idea of everything that is or is not going on with me. Let me fix this because it's driving me crazy. Someone said in the comments about having, and I think your name, if I'm not great at catching everyone's names. I usually read the comments. I don't always look at names, so I apologize for that. I'm sorry. It's no offense to anyone. I'm just like going down through the comments and doing hearts and likes. But I think your name is Sandy something, at Sandy something. I might be wrong. But you said that you're in that 950-ish range and you've been doing YouTube for a while. I've been doing YouTube since 2016. So if you can comment on this video and let me know what your YouTube channel is, I will subscribe. And then I'm going to encourage everybody that's with me to subscribe to your channel also. I don't know what your channel's about, but I'll still subscribe. And see if we can push a few more people your way. You hit this certain spot and then you're there for a while. And then you lose a couple people and then you gain a couple people and then you bump up a little bit and then you're there for a while. And then every once in a while, somebody gets really lucky and they just go tearing off. I have a friend who's like way up in the 2000s, and she's got a ton of videos out, all different everything. And I'm super proud of her. So for me, I'm just gonna keep trudging along. At this point, I have no end game planned, So what else did I do? George, let's see. So I cleaned the bathrooms. I set up the coffee pot. I brewed a pot of coffee. I set up another coffee pot for more coffee. I filled the coffee container. We have coffee, tea, sugar, and stevia, and I try to keep those all filled. I did that. I'm charging the frother, yay me. And then I had to add a credit card onto my Wells Fargo to my bill pay, so I did that. I had to get all the info, address and all that stuff. I got that done. I was proud of myself. And George gave me a couple things. Let me show you. The AC is on. It's not on real high. And it's been cool today, so today is camisole weather. He gave me his AirPods that I can use them, but he has to find the charger for them. But he's got AirPods that he just didn't use. He had them downstairs in the basement. So I have those, but he needs to find the cords. And he gave me his Soundcore headphones. Like, oh my God. I just used these when I did my exercise. And I'm known notoriously for turning up my music. My doctor would not like me, but he has to find the charger cord for that too. That was in storage for like months, and believe it or not, there's still charge on it. But I absolutely love it. It blocks off every bit of sound, because we were talking about my sleep issues. I've been up since 3 a.m. Thank you very much. You know what we should do? Oh, and welcome to The Anxious Woman. My name is Poet. Welcome. I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm almost 66. I'm so close to 66, I can almost reach out and touch it. Almost. I can almost reach out and touch it. And George bought me an early birthday gift. I should have shown you when I was upstairs, but he bought me a tea warmer. So you plug it in and you put your teacup on it, and there's 3 settings, and my tea stays piping hot in the morning, and I have my morning tea. I don't know why this is bothering me, my OCD. So he got it from Amazon as an early gift. But you know what we should do? We should form a 3 to 4 a.m. What the heck? Coffee or tea T group that, like, any of us that are in the same time zone, and we're up at that hour, we should like send off a text when we're up. And if anybody else happens to be up and on their phone, that we can either like text back and forth or something. Sometimes I'm up and sometimes I'm not, but most of the time I'm up. So I just walked 15 minutes, which is better than nothing. Got that done, and we got the mail in, we got the trash out to the dumpster, like we got all the little things, you know what I mean? And so I have a free day tomorrow. Now what I might do while he is getting this storm door, because he already has it set aside at Lowe's, and he's getting a U-Haul that he already has scheduled, and then somebody from Lowe's is going to help him. My eyes watering. Somebody's going to help him load the door onto the truck. It only weighs 43 pounds, but still, you know, there's glass in it and whatnot. And then I'll help him get it off the truck and get it downstairs, and he's going to install it. I don't know that he's going to do the installation tomorrow. He may wait probably until he has a full day to do that, which would be Thursday, because he's not getting the door until after 2 o'clock tomorrow. So what else did I want to share? I probably on Thursday morning, I want to go meet my friend, my old friend, at a McDonald's in my old stomping ground. And I need to get 3 gallons of water. I have 3 empties. And you know, I go to the spring water place, it's 25 cents a bottle. And I can stop there and get the three waters, because we're drinking a ton of water now that we're using the big, I'll show you. I know I already showed this, but these are 32 ounces of water, and there's this color, and there's black, sky, almost said, I started to say sky. Excuse me, George is using the black one. Sky bought these for me because they have handles, and these are heavy when they're full, and I have ice in it, and this will stay ice, and it's full to the top. It's 32 ounces, and this will stay cold all night, all evening, all night, all the way till tomorrow. Keep it next to my bed. What was the point? Oh, so we're drinking a lot more water. So tomorrow, Thursday, I'm going to see if my friend's available. I'm going to go down to my old stomping grounds, where I used to live, and I'm going to stop and put $20 worth of gas in the car, because we're between 3/4 and half in the Corolla. $20 will fill it, so I'll do that. I haven't pumped gas on my own for a while, and I'm just excited to pump my own gas. And I'll get the spring water, and then I'll go meet with my friend, and we'll have a coffee, and we'll chat for about an hour. Let's chat. Let's talk about something. Did you ever get really mad about something and you realize you're not mad, but you're scared? For me, anger and fear go like this. They're like one and the same. And I've noticed when I'm running on very little sleep, when I have extra things on my mind, extra over and above the normal anxiety that I have all the time, and little sleep and extra anxiety, I get really scared. But my fear turns to anger. And then George and I will go around and around. Mostly he sits and stares at me. But he will come out with stuff. He's not much of a talker. He's just like Sky, not much of a talker. But when he does talk, he talks very loud. Like he goes from not talking to yelling. And then I have to remind him, like, lower your voice. I'll hear you better when you're talking to me. But so we'll go back and forth, and I'll like purge out all this stuff. you know how we do that. I have a lot of struggles that I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with some health issues that I don't like. I'm dealing with geographically where I'm at. I'm good with the house. I love the house. It's beautiful, right? It's a beautiful house and it's coming together as a beautiful home. I'm not crazy about the geography of it because of all the highways and exits and yields and all that. And that just ramps up my anxiety even more. And then, you know, like not having family around me, all that kind of stuff. There's just a lot of stuff. So anyway, a bunch of stuff came out in what felt like anger to me, but then I realized I wasn't angry, I was scared. And I wonder if that's happened to anyone else. I am so terrified of poverty, homelessness, and abandonment. I am also terrified of death. I am terrified of doctors. I used to not be terrified of doctors. I used to run to any doctor I could, no matter what I felt, in my early days of anxiety. As I've aged and I've seen people die, I am so afraid of doctors. I will put off so much. I put off so much. But I have to call the GYN. I have to go and get a pelvic exam. I've got to make sure everything's all kosher and good. And so I've got to do that. I have no real reason to be afraid of abandonment. I don't see my husband leaving me. We do have it's solid, but it's different, the relationship. And poverty, I've been fearful of poverty since I was a little girl. I was the 6th child out of 7. And everything I got was hand-me-downs from my 2 older sisters. We moved a few times, not because we had to, but because my mother wanted to. And then when I was in my 20s and things, I was working some part-time jobs, but I was working 2 of them, and I was just trying to do the best I could, and money was always tight. I've had 2 bankruptcies. I've talked about this before. One was in my early 20s for $2,000, which is just ridiculous. I would never file a bankruptcy now for $2,000, but I was very young and I didn't know any better. And even the lawyer said, like, this is ridiculous for $2,000. And then when I was in my late 30s, jointly there was enough debt to file bankruptcy, Chapter 7, to clear everything and start over from scratch. And here I am where I am, and my credit score is extremely good, and so is George's. And so I don't have any reason to fear poverty, but with the way the economy is, the way the world is, the way we're trying to survive, I think we all have that fear, right? One thing goes wrong, grocery shopping, you have to be intentional. Buying that Coffee Mate, people would say like, oh my God, why in the world would you? It's because it's my only guilty pleasure. And it's really hard to find, the Cafe Mocha. And I won't get it from Amazon because it's super expensive. If I see something on sale, like the Arizona tea, George loves Arizona tea, and they put it 2 for $5. And so I'll get like 6 of them so that I know that when we need it, it's here, and I don't have to pay the $5. I'm paying the $2.50. So something has to be really a good sale for me to get like more than one of something. You know what I mean? But it's crazy. The world is crazy. Things are crazy. We have a lot coming up. We have car insurance come September that we're going to need to deal with. We're talking about putting both cars on the one policy, and you pay now every 6 months instead of yearly, because I was told by someone that the reason why they do it is because a lot of places up the rate after 6 months. So we have that in September. We have this whole roof thing, which you guys all know, and everybody is going to be really happy when this roof is done. We're waiting on the scheduling. We were told end of August. So we're just, we're just waiting it out. But you never know, like, what's going to happen. I had credit card debt. Just being very transparent, I had credit card debt that was a cash advance credit card debt, which is the death of all of us. Thank you to my son for that. But more thank you to me because I was the dummy. Anyway, it was 29.9%. And so we moved that to another situation at 1%. So now, instead of me paying at 30%, I'll be paying at 1% and can get it paid off. But these are the kind of things paying on the roof and stuff. We all have something. And so we talked today about getting the storm door. Is that a necessity or is that a want? It will help to filter out any dampness in the basement. George will have extra light for his painting. In the wintertime, it will help to insulate with having 2 doors instead of 1. I think it's something that needs to get done. He's positive it needs to get done. So we're going to do that. And do we need to get a Christmas tree right now to store in the basement? No. But last year when we got a Christmas tree, it was $90 cash for a real tree. $90. We had it up for a month, maybe, not even. And then it went in the dumpster. We're not doing that anymore. We're going to get an artificial tree, and that's going to be our tree the rest of our lives. So we're looking at that at $100 for the rest of our lives. 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, however long we can still put a tree up. But we're not going to be vacationing. We're not going to be doing anything big. If anything, we'll go to the local bookstore and sit and look through books. We'll go over to the park and we'll make a sandwich or something and take Arizona tea and have a picnic. But the things that I worry about, the fear is so severe that it turns to anger. I can't find the line. And then it takes me a while to understand what my emotion really is because there's so many emotions. Let me turn this down just a little bit. That's better. So I really wanted this necklace. This is not a need. This was a want. This was a want. It was $14.99 from Amazon. And George has Prime, so there was no shipping involved. And so I just wanted it. I don't have many necklaces, and I saw a couple of creators wearing the mama necklace, and they just looked so pretty. And I am a mama, and I just really, it was a want. And I don't have many wants, so to speak. The things that have been trying to make the house a home. And it could be said as frivolous, and no, we're not going to take pillows with us when we die, But so when I asked George if he would order this for me, because if I order it without having Prime, I have to order $35 worth of stuff in order to get free shipping. He can order just one thing, and it came the following day. And then I sent him the money. So if I ask for something, even the pillow covers and the batting and all that, I paid for. I always make sure that I send the money over to him. If he's ordering something from Amazon, I always send him the money. Always. So I'm trying to work on, and here's another thing I've noticed about me. And I'm telling all this because I'm thinking maybe one of you might say, you know what? That rings a bell with me, poet. I'm like that, I usually am asleep by 9:30. I'm exhausted. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know what's going on, but for the majority of my day, I am dragging. And I just try to keep going, keep going, keep going. Make sure I walk on the treadmill every day. Make sure the house is spotless. It's just the way I was brought up. It's the way I had all of my homes. Very clean, very neat. But the thing is, I'm usually then awake between 3 and 4 in the morning, and I don't go back to sleep. Once I'm awake, I'm awake. So this morning it was like 3:02. I was awake. George had to go to the bathroom, so when he got out of bed, it woke me, which is not a problem. I would have woken up anyway to go to the bathroom, but he went over to the bathroom, and then I went over, and then I was awake. And so I lay in bed, and I start to ruminate thoughts. And I'll lay there for an hour, hour and a half, and I just think and loop all these thoughts around and around and around in my head. I set up my nightstand a certain way. I make sure I have my water next to my bed, a box of tissues, the little sound machine with the ocean, okay? I put my bottle of ibuprofen, and I put my Ativan up on top of the stand in case, one, I wake up with a screaming headache, which has happened, or two, I wake up in such a frenzied panic that nobody knows what to do with me and George can't find my medicine, right? So I just have things there. I have my phone fully charged, and I have my earbuds, because anytime after 4:30, I'll typically pick my phone up and I'll put my earbuds in so that I don't disturb him, because he's like an off and on sleeper. He'll sleep for 20 minutes, he'll wake up for 2, he'll sleep for 20 minutes, he'll wake up for 2. And then I'll listen to something, and then these thoughts will leave me because I'm listening to something, right? But before I do that, I'm laying there and I'm thinking about the bills. I'm thinking about needing to get groceries, and the grocery store scares the hell out of me. It scares the hell out of me. I bought ground beef, a big pack that we got for $13 because we had a digital coupon and we had a bonus buy. And so I divided it into 3 packs where I'm gonna do taco spaghetti and I'm gonna do chili, and I'm not sure about the third one. Maybe I'll just fry it up and put brown gravy and some veggies in, some little potatoes and some veggies. But that will be 3 meals plus, because there's always extra spaghetti. There's always extra chili. So I'm looking for deals. I'm intentional in what we eat on the daily, you know. But I'll lay there and I'll think and I'll think and I'll think and I'll think. I'll think about Sky a lot. I'll think about, did I do everything right? What did I do wrong? How could I have kept him alive longer? I just think. I think about Kenny. A couple of you have asked about Kenny. I've talked a little bit about Kenny, and if you're new here, Kenny's my son. He's almost 37. He spent 10 years between county jail and prison time. Everybody knows that. I don't hide it. He did 5 years, 7 months of prison time, and before that, 3 years off and on of county jail time. And he was a heroin dependent man for a while. And then he went into prison, and then he came out and he got really sick, and he has Sjogren's disorder. And he has just never been able to get his life together or right or anything, no matter how much support, no matter how many people have tried to help him, no matter what the situation is, there's always a thing going on. And he was supposed to come here multiple times to stay with me and George to try to help him. And there's always been a reason why that didn't happen. And so I had not heard from him in 14 days. It was 2 Mondays ago. Today's Tuesday, right? 2 Mondays ago was the last time I heard from him. And then yesterday, last evening, I got a text. And it just said, Mom. And I didn't respond. And then he called and I didn't answer. And then he emailed 8 times. I need you to call me. It's important that you call me. It's an emergency. And I didn't email. And so today I got 2 calls that came up spam risk. So he was using a number that he just Googled a number. And then I got a long email with the same story I hear over and over again. And for those of you who have children that have gone down these roads, you know what I'm talking about. So I told him 2 weeks ago that there would be no more contact between he and I. That I had done enough and I had had enough, and I need to concentrate on my life here. And I cannot and will not anymore carry the weight of my son when I've done it since he was like 13, 15, 16 years old. I mean, like hard carry my son, you know? So how he's going to figure things out, I don't have a clue, but it's not for me to figure out. I appreciate the positive vibes for him and the prayers for him. He needs it, but he needs to figure out how he's going to live his life. He has to. I can't keep living his life for him when I'm struggling hard enough to live my life. So think about it and let me know if you've ever noticed that if you're angry or frustrated or just feeling something uncomfortable in yourself, is it fear? Could it be fear? Let me know whether you think some of the things you feel are fear. That was like the big thing, because that's what I feel. I feel a lot of fear. And what else can I throw out? We had an invite to a family dinner, like for like cousins, like George's cousins. They get together and chit chat, I guess. And so an invite was thrown a couple people's way, like, hey, if you want to join everybody. We'll see whether or not that's going to happen, whether we both are comfortable doing that. You know, I said that I would go. Everyone is in the senior citizen bracket, which is perfectly fine by me. We'd have a lot to talk about. Again, I want to wish Donna a super happy birthday. And I'm trying to think what else might be going on. There's something in the works that's really exciting for me. But at the same time, I'm a little bit nervous. I'm just going to throw this in. Should I do a separate video on this? I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to come back with something I want to talk about that I think is important.